So the first information she had is that if I dare mention, I'll be killed. The teacher in class told her, if you commit abortion, you will die. Before he was sentenced, he managed to send goons, and the goons chopped the grandmother into pieces.
Hello, our viewers. My name's Jane Kamoshe. This is Maisha World, where we say Maisha is life and every life has a story. Thank you so much for continuing to subscribe and share as we continue to bring you the contents that will educate you, inform you, and even entertain you. Today, we have a guest. Let me ask you, have you ever thought of how a child can become a mother? Or have you thought about those girls who are below the age of maturity, and that is the age of 18? How they end up being mothers, and what happens to such kind of children? Today we have a guest who wants to let us in on what she does with this information that I have let out to you on a daily basis. Welcome. Our guest, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you, Esther, for coming. You responded to our call, and I know that you have a lot that you want our guests to learn. Maybe I can start by asking you, have you worked in the police forces?
Well, not at all. But that was my passion when I was a small girl.
Yes, that is just, I'm asking you because, you know, my perception, I don't know whether the viewers will share the same. You know, when one looks at you, you look like a no-nonsense person. But welcome to the show. We want you to tell us who you are, your names, and a little bit of about you. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting me here today, and I'm very grateful. I'm Esther. I'm Esther Mwathi. Esther Mwathi is a mother, is a born-again Christian, is a woman, is a wife to one Mr. Evangelist Joseph Mugobogwa, and a Kenyan who has the heart of the society.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay. Please carry on.
Yeah. Esther is a young. I will call myself young. Yes. Esther is a young lady who works in the community, who has that passion of working in the community, and I was born and raised by a Christian mother, or in a Christian home. Big up my mom, Ruth Mwathi, who have been standing with me all through. And I am a product of the help from the society, and from that, I grew up in Nyeri County, Nyandarua County, but later I went to live in Kajiado County, and that is how I become a Maasai in the heart. And actually, most of things I do in Maasai language.
Hey, no wonder you have dressed the part.
Yes.
Okay.
Esther was not. I'm currently a social worker. I've gone to school. I've done diploma in social work, and I was not a social worker by first. But how did I become a social worker? I have been a teacher, and I was a teacher for not less than 14 years. I worked as a teacher, but I did teaching because my dad, my role models who were around me were, when we were growing up, the only people we saw important people were teachers. And so when I grew up, I was a teacher. Until when I was rescued from from GBV. I passed through GBV, which was very painful. And when I was rescued, I felt that like there's something more. My calling was not just supposed to be a teacher in a class. I was not just supposed to be in that shell of a class, but to work and empower and help more people in the society more than being a teacher.
Okay, just before you go very far, maybe you could explain to our viewers what is GBV?
GBV is gender-based violence. I passed through GBV. I was married, and imagine I was not married as a young girl. I was married at 27 years. But whatever I passed, actually I did a Christian marriage. And I was like, when I have this family, this holy family, but instead it turned out that I passed through GBV. And my children, though they were very young, they saw this, they were watching, and I felt, when I was rescued, I felt that whatever that I was going through also affected my children.
Okay.
So the passion of even helping my children psychologically, I could not help myself. I was at the verge of death. I tried to commit suicide. I tried to jump in front of a running car just to be run on. I ran away from Nairobi County to Migori, where I never knew anybody, but I was running with my children. Whatever, and then when I just alighted from the car, I kept my children on the road. Nobody knows me, so I can just run inside the road. I'll be run over, and then they'll find who was the mother, who was she, who, and then when the children will cry and say, "This is my mother," then they might get help. That is, I was at that end. So when I came back, I was rescued at that point from by another lady in Migori. I never knew her, but she became my sister. We are very good friends. When I came back to Nairobi, the situations worsened there, and I came back to Nairobi and I started working as a single parent, and that is when I knew that I can work more in the society through what I had passed through.
Okay. So in other words, you had your first marriage.
Yes.
And of course, this is what happened. And really, we are sorry about that. But as we continue, maybe now you can bring us to where you are right now, because after that happened to you, that's how now you start getting involved with the organization that you work for. So take us through that.
All right, thank you so much. After being in when I came back I settled in Maroroi, and settling in Maroroi, it was hard being a single parent, and taking it that I'm now a single parent. What do I tell the church where who had witnessed my wedding and so on, in my marriage? Everybody thought that I was happy, but they could not understand what I was passing through. So I started doing the construction job, that is kazi ya mjengo.
Wow.
And I did it. I think now this is where I'm almost answering your first question.
Okay.
As well, I look like a policeman. It's because I did mjengo sana. I dug trenches, mitaro, sewage. Yes.
Wow.
So that one drew me to men more than ladies, and I started attending gym classes.
And but sorry, by this time you are a mother of how many children?
2. I'm still a mother of 2.
And how old were they by that time?
By that time, my firstborn, my son, was 7, and my daughter was 4. No, he was 5. She was 5 because my father too. And unfortunately, the main reason which made me to come back to Nairobi was because when we were there, just a neighbor or a neighbor's child took up a knife and struck the eye. So by the time I was coming back from work, I found my baby's pupil upper.
Who, the daughter or the son?
The daughter.
Oh no. As they were playing, or?
Yeah, as they were playing.
Oh dear.
So from there I started running up and down until my daughter could not see again with that eye. I went through a lot. I went through Alliance Hospital from Migori County. The eye could not see anymore. So
Now tell me, you talked about Maroroi, then Migori County.
no,
What's the connection?
I've just gone back to. I was just taking you back to the main day. This problem that I faced in Migori that made me to come in Maroroi.
Oh, okay.
Now, when coming back to Maroroi with this child who has no eye, I started Mijengo work.
Okay.
I started any odd job, any job.
Needed to survive.
Any job. So to survive in Mijengo, I had to go for a gym every day to gain some muscle. And here I am. Maybe I can carry something heavy. Like that way.
Okay.
I heard about Wings of Compassion. And I was like, what is this? I went and knocked, and somebody came around and attended me. Who is this person? She is Madam Dorcas Kangede, the director of the home, of Wings of Compassion Rescue Home, and also they are co-directors with her husband, Bishop Danshed Kangede Njoroge. After some time, I started volunteering in the home.
Okay, before that, how did you get to know about now the Wings of Compassion?
Through the constructions that I was doing.
Oh.
From the neighborhood, tunajenga hapo karibu, so naona huku kuna tutoto. So that is how I knew Wings of Compassion.
And were you not getting family support all this time?
Good. I am the only child of my home. We were born two, but my sister passed on when I don't know whether I know her. I actually don't know her. So I have grown this Lone Ranger. So you see the policeman in me is the Lone Ranger.
Okay.
All through.
So there was only mom?
It was only mom and my dad. And by then, my mom and my dad had parted ways. So they were separated. So it's only my mom who could just help where she could.
Okay.
And she was still also doing just vibarua.
Okay.
So I volunteered as a cleaner. After Mijengo, minakuja naosha huko, naenda. I just clean and go. Carry my daughter and go. I asked them, where else can I? Where else can I? That was in 2016. So until I remember I was a teacher. So as I was doing kazi ya mjengo, I also was searching for a school. So I got a school, and now I could go with my child to the school, these private schools, and work there as a teacher, because I am a teacher, and even my blood stream, I'm a teacher. Actually, even currently, I'm a Sunday school teacher, I'm a teenage teacher, and I'm a youth teacher. After going on with teaching, in 2019, COVID struck. All jobs were gone. So the only place I could find refuge was at Wings of Compassion. I continued volunteering because by the end of the day, as I volunteered, tutapewa lunch, tutapewa supper. So nitaenda tu kulala. Any other job I'd get, I'd pay some rent. I was paying 1,500 and I still could not afford it. So as I continued at Wings of Compassion, the energy that I got from Mjengo, they put me as a storekeeper because I could lift the bags, and yeah, I had that energy. I never wanted any help. A 50 kg bag, I can just lift it and throw it away. So it continued, and until today. They empowered me gradually. They saw my potential. As I heard the stories of these children and what I thought I was passing a lot, and then whatever I heard from what had happened, or what the work that Wings of Compassion does, then my mind started opening up. Can I do something extra? My director told me, you can become a social worker. She took me back to school.
Okay, so maybe I can interject there and ask, so what exactly was this that you found the Wings of Compassion doing? What is Wings of Compassion Rescue Center?
Thank you. Wings of Compassion Rescue Center is a home. It's a registered home, under the CCI, Charitable Children Institutions in Kenya. It is legally there. The government knows that Wings of Compassion Rescue Home exists. It is a home for teen mothers. It was founded in 2012. We are in Maroroi in Roysambu Ward, Kasarani Sub-County, and in Nairobi County. It is a home for teen mothers. We rescue girls, strictly rescue girls who are 15 years and below, must be pregnant, total orphan, or most vulnerable. How do we measure the degree of vulnerability to say that this is most vulnerable? Most of our cases are cases of incest. These children became pregnant due to defilement from very close relatives. And through that, they become vulnerable. Why? Because almost 85% of our cases are cases of incest. Defiled by, got pregnant by a stepfather, a biological father, a grandfather, a brother, very close relatives. So, yes, this child had both parents. She is not a total orphan, but was defiled by very close people. Those people who she trusted most. So, as cases are ongoing and pending in court, these children, the government or the children office will rescue the child and place. Actually, Wings of Compassion is a center where the rescue is done by the children office and they place. So we continue after placement. Rescue is done by the children office.
So in other words, you're saying that you don't go to look out for these children. It is the government that literally gets them, and then they look for the home that they want these girls or boys, these girls, to be rescued at.
Yes. Wings of Compassion, in case as a social worker, because I am.
Yes.
We spot or we come to contact with such a case. We cannot just pick that girl and place in the home. That is not the process. That is not legal. That is not legal. The legal way is, in case I have such a situation, I should report to the children office. The children office will assess the girl, will assess the situation, will take an OB number, will maybe if it is a court case, the case will continue as the children office place that child. If court cases are ongoing, then that child is put or is placed in the home through the children officer's letter. Each and every girl there has a file, and the file contains her documents, the documents of placement. That is the children office letter, an OB number, and we call it a committal. So that child is there, committed by the court of law. As cases are continuing, the child is there. So we as Wings of Compassion will take care of that child. She is now committed by a court of law. She is now a child under protection. So we take care and we give protection in all ways.
So you're talking of a child who is a mother.
Yes.
What is that like for you? Or maybe you can paint to the viewers a picture of how, when you receive these girls and they're expectant, what is their state of mind? And how do you go about, stabilizing them? Because it must be very traumatizing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Good. Now, after placement, because not after rescue, after placement,
Okay.
most of these girls are placed or are rescued at a point of suicidal. Why? Because when they were defiled by their biological fathers or their grandfathers or their very close people, the first sentence they got is, if you say, I'll kill you. And her, because she's a teenager, she's 15 years and below, Our very youngest mom is 11.
Oh my.
Yes, she's currently 13. She got birth at 11. We also had another one who gave birth at 10. She's now 20 and the daughter is 10. So, at such a very young and a tender age, the very person she was, she trusted, biological father, defiled her and threatened. If you say, I'll kill you. The teacher said, if you commit abortion, you will die. Her brain tells her, I won't continue with the shame in the community. If I take some pills, I'll die. So everything converges to death. So most of them, because they kept quiet, they are established at a point of suicidal. She either tried to take a lot of medicine, consumed a lot of medicine, tried to throw herself into the river, tried to throw herself from a tree, and so on. So after rescue, then when the case is followed, that you cannot now take that girl back to the home. If at all she was defiled by a stepfather, remember this is not the same blood. So most of the extended family members would term this girl as an outcast. Oh, you caused my son to be in jail. You caused my brother, my uncle, and wewe ni wa kukuja. So at such points, so this girl is like a road ranger. Ako tu mahali. When they are placed in the home, they come sobbing. Why? She has already been separated from her siblings. She has been separated from her people, the people she knows. And she feels like, where am I going? It is better I would have died.
Yeah.
So when they come to Wings of Compassion, it is set in a way that the Bishop Danshea, the director, Bishop Danshea Kangede, and his wife, they live in that home. It's just a small home, but they live in that home so that these girls, when they come, they'll find a father figure, they'll find a mother figure, and generally they'll see, oh, so there can be another family, there can be a family. So when they are placed, we start giving hope, because our mission is to make these girls self-empowered. We empower them in all ways. We give hope. And you cannot just give hope verbally. The first sentence we tell her is, welcome to Wings of Compassion. We love you. Probably she never met such good words. At times, the word love makes sense. We welcome her. And we have a counselor. We don't do internship in counseling. No, because at times we found that it does more harm than help. We have a counselor who walks them through from day one to the exit time. So this counselor will understand how this was rescued and how she's going to move with her. She's Madam Catherine Karira. Probably you've ever heard about her. There's another two words that we tell them. You are important and the child is innocent. Those two words has to keep lingering in their brain, because she feels like, if I was not pregnant, I was justified. I could not be in this way in a children's home. I could not have been separated from my people. So she feels like whatever she's carrying is something very bad. So we tell her, you are important and the child is innocent. How do we make these words work? If the pregnancy is at a young stage, 5 months, 6 months and below, you go back to school. Probably there are those people who feel like, let me start mambo ya shule. What else can you do? What is your passion? So most of them go back to school.
Before you proceed, I can ask, at this point when these children are rescued, where is the family in all this? Because these children are coming from homes, right?
Yes.
So who sets the alarm so that the government goes to rescue that child, or who are the whistleblowers that a certain child is having a problem and therefore they need to be rescued because probably this and this and this has happened to them? Because where is the family of these children where all these things are happening to them? and probably what kind of what do I say? Because our children are supposed to be watched over. I'm wondering in which atmosphere is this that the children are, that these things are happening.
Good. Now, I will answer your question as the community are the watchdogs. The community as a whole. For example, we have girls who go through that, they become pregnant, are taken. I have a girl who was taken to the hospital. I won't mention the name of the hospital, by the mother. You have asked where is the family. She was the family. The mother is the one who brought her to the hospital. She's quite a drunkard. Actually, it's like they were sharing the father to the child, and now the girl and the mother. It is a mix-up. So she brought the child to the hospital. The girl. The girl gave birth. When the girl gave birth, I got a call from the social worker of the same hospital. Kindly, can you assist us? This girl is 3 months here. Nobody is coming for her. Okay. So where is the family? Nowhere. Yes. So the girl is abandoned, plus the newborn. So we rescue both the newborn and the girl.
Okay.
So the question is, how will I get my mother? Nitapata watu wetu wapi? We have to start from there. We have a case that we did in this January. We are yet to find the mother, but through that social worker, we are somewhere.
So that's how now you eventually rescue them,
and
now bring them to under your wing.
That is how we eventually get them placed.
Okay.
We don't rescue.
You don't rescue. Yeah. That's how they are placed.
That is how they are placed.
Okay.
By the children office. Hata kama kwa hospitali gani, the children office must interfere because this is a child. So a children office must interfere, intervene, and now place in a rescue center.
It's a rescue center. You give the child like a rescue place, and I mean like a family. It's like she comes into a family.
Yes.
So does this child continue now with, as much as she's pregnant and expecting a child herself, does she continue with her life, as in education and is it a question of the child saying what she wants, or they must go now through school under your care? Or what happens, and what kind of activities go on as a child now matures within the wings of compassion?
Good. Now, I repeat that we give 2 words. You are important, and the baby is innocent. There are those whom even never stepped in school, so they feel inferior. They feel like mimi shule hapana. So we have to, the council has to go on telling her how important education is. You need to get this knowledge. Until now she'd come and say, oh, ni kama nitaenda shule. We have to start somewhere. Remember, the pregnancy is growing. And soon that girl might not be able to move all over going to school. The counselor does a very good work, even giving hope and even training this girl to be optimistic, whatever, like a motto. They say, or we train them to say, I'm somewhere in the future and I'm gonna look much better than I look right now. Right now I'm sobbing. Right now I don't know my future. Right now I don't know even where my people are. Right now I don't know even whether my people will ever accept me back. Right now I don't know where to go. But I'm somewhere in the future and I'm gonna look much better than I look right now. So as they confess, yes, we call it a confession. So they continue confessing this. I'm somewhere in the future and I'm gonna look much better than I look right now. From that point, if the girl is okay with going back to school, there are those who feel, even after counseling, they feel, no, I cannot face students in a class where my stomach is that big. Others feel like, yeah, I can. Like I have a girl who was almost giving birth. We have 3 of them who will give birth within a span of, before we close this month. Has been going to school until they closed. So the last month, and she came and told me, Teacher Esther, they call me Teacher Esther. Ana mguu yangu inafura tu, si nikae home. Unajua si mmemaliza exam. Then tulia.
Relax.
So she is expecting. Boys would tease her at school. Ona huyu msichana, ona. But she's like, hii tumbo ni yangu. What
She's
is your
very
problem?
affirmed.
Yes. So we give them hope. We tell them it's okay. At this point, it's okay. And as they go to school, as they are going through counseling, you see the healing comes gradually, psychologically, until the child is born.
Okay.
And the child resembles the perpetrator. I have a case where we have a girl from a certain county in Kenya, and her parents died, and on the burial day, because her mother had married in that family with having that girl, so on the burial day of the parents, 3 uncles raped that girl on the graveside of her parents.
No.
That was a ritual. That was a cleansing ritual.
No.
So this girl was bitter. She was 13. She was very bitter. And she has been in Wings of Compassion for quite some time now, I think 6 years. And she's still coping.
And out of that, she got pregnant.
She got pregnant. So these are the questions that are never answered. She is like, Teacher Esther, whom will I tell my child is the father? Is it Uncle A, Uncle B, or Uncle C?
Oh no.
You see? I also have a girl of a total orphan. When the parents passed on, now the children went to stay with the grandparents. So the grandfather defiled the girl and got her pregnant at the age of 13 also. So there she is. She's almost done. Both of them will do Form 4 this year. So she was like, after here, what will happen to my life? Again, will I face my people how my grandfather... Now, she only trusted the grandmother, and the grandmother was the whistleblower. That is why I say the whistleblowers are the community, members of the community, including the grandmother. And she said, no, my husband has done this, but I cannot withstand it.
Yeah.
So when she did the whistleblowing and everything was done, the man was put behind bars. Before he was sentenced, he managed to send goons, and the goons chopped the grandmother into pieces. So when the Kababy was born, and the Kababy was quite young, we had gone for a physical court session. And then when we came back, and now my grandmother was chopped, we had now to take the girl to go for the burial of the grandmother, the only person she trusted, the only person, the only hope she had. So she stands there saying, I'm somewhere. Even so, she's sobbing, I'm somewhere in the future. And I'm gonna look much better than I look right now. So I keep on telling her, push on, move, push on, we have to push on. So this young girl was defiled by her uncles. After giving birth, the child resembled our family. So the girl was, Apana, I don't want to see this boy. And she was reluctant to become a mother.
Okay. Some of the stories, my goodness. Honestly, you guys must have so much compassion for such children. My goodness.